Hello everybody, this is my presentation on leadership and powerful development. So the first thing I'm going to be talking about is planning, what were my expected outcomes, who I worked with and why, and the actions that I took. So the expected outcome I wanted was more positive survey results because we have been lacking in that recently. So I created a chart to kind of answer the question to my problem. And the outcome that I really want to expect is to put more attention on the customers that we interact with on the daily. And I want to utilize the power of listening as well as respectful engagement to improve our survey results. I worked with my coworker Amanda again. She has this way of interacting with customers that she really creates a connection with them right off the bat, and I really do admire that about her. I wanted to learn from her, so I asked her to be a part of this experiment as well. And we both agreed that our surveys have been a little bit on the decline lately because we might come off more as spacey or not fully engaged with the customer, and we both wanted to change that. So the action that we took was on our shift Thursday, because we were both working together that day, we made it a point to use respectful engagement as well as the power of listening whenever we interacted with customers. So we took a more empathetic approach, and we also used our listening skills, and in turn that actually created more positive surveys. I'll speak about that later. So the execution was, I created this chart, like this Venn diagram, and I compared the two, and in the middle I put what they have in common. So the first behavior that I observed was actually with myself, where a pet parent came in, they were getting stuff for their brand new puppy, and they were asking about a brand of food and if it was good. So I spoke to them a little bit about that. I asked, what kind of puppy it was, how old they were, etc. And it actually ended up being a very positive experience where they listened to what I had to say and I fully listened to what they had to say, and it was a very positive conversation. And Amanda also came to me later that day and told me about a not so positive conversation that she had, where it took a bit of time for them to actually listen to her because they were first-time fish owners, and sometimes you can't get fish right off the bat. You need to set up your tank, have it go through the nitrogen cycle, etc. And when she was explaining that, the child who actually wanted the fish was showing more attention to what she had to say than the parent. And in the end, they actually ended up listening to her and getting a different fish that was more likely to survive that cycle. So I would say our objectives were pretty much met because in the end we showed respect, and we also utilized William Urey's power of listening in order to get the full story as well as have a positive conversation. So the insights, I really found that Dutton's respectful engagement as well as William Urey's power of listening really helped in our mission to get more positive surveys. It left us both with a sense of contentment as well as feeling good about helping somebody. And going back to the feedback loop, appreciative communication, I would definitely utilize both of these skills in the future to continue to eventually get more positive surveys as well as having that sense of contentment every time I help a customer. And what my classmate Deja mentioned was Carol Dweck's power of yet. So nothing can be perfect on the first time, like the first try, and I'm okay with that, and I appreciate her words of encouragement because I know that perfection is something that has to be worked on rather than something that is put right in front of you, right in your lap. So to close this out, I ask, what high quality connections will you make next? And I appreciate your attention and thank you for listening.